Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a book review on the book The Key to Midnight by Koontz. And for information's sake, it's going to include spoilers. So if you do not want spoilers, you can leave now. But before you leave, make sure you subscribe and just like this video. It doesn't cost you anything. Thank you. So The Key to Midnight is by Koontz. It's opened with Joanna Rand, a normal 30-something-year-old lady in Kyoto, Japan, who was a singer in a nightclub that she owned, living her normal life, singing, doing what she loved, and people just loved her. She loved singing and people loved coming to watch her, and she enjoyed herself until one evening she noticed somebody staring at her. You know that intense look somebody gives you and you know, okay, this guy has something to say, and she was drawn to him. So she met up with the guy, and the guy, Alex Hunter, he knew he had seen her somewhere, but he wasn't sure, and he felt she was lying, she was hiding something, but she was carefree, she was happy. So he met her again. There was the intense attraction. They met again, and he decided to investigate. He sent for his files, and he realized that, oh, they are the same person. But as he sent for his files, all of a sudden accidents started happening. The person that was to bring the file got rammed in by a car. Things just started happening. Somebody trailed him, tried to kill him. So he kept thinking, coincidence or something is really going on. And the more the accidents happened, the more interested he was in the case. So he took his files, studied them. He was close to Joanna at this point, and he started telling Joanna that she's the long-lost daughter of a senator. She didn't believe, obviously, because she had no memory of it. Like, how? Who? I'm Joanna. I own a nightclub. I sing. I love to sing. What are you telling me? Who is my father? So they started investigating, and really, she was the long-lost daughter of a U.S. senator. And the more they delved in, the more accidents started happening. You know what I mean? Somebody just happens to be following you. Somebody just happens to want to try and stab you. That kind of thing. So she got closer. Obviously, there was a spark between Joanna and Alex, and they got closer. But the accidents continued, and the more the accidents continued, the more interested they were to know what is really going on. So they followed it, and they went for hypnosis so that Joanna can recover her memory. And what they discovered in the hypnosis was that her memory had been erased. All she could remember was being in a sterile room with somebody with iron hands. According to her, the iron hands keep saying click, clack, click, and they were injecting her, and the man violated her. So she tried to piece these things together, and eventually the people watching them obviously knew that they had gotten some info, so they reached out to them. The senator, that's Joanna, who is now Lisa, the missing girl, her father reached out to her. She got there, she found the guy dead. Like, so the people pursuing them have gotten to him first. They saw a file. They found the name of the scientist. It happens that the scientist is one of these brilliant guys who believes in hypnosis, and he believes that with hypnosis he can create a perfect environment, a perfect state where the government can clear the memory of anybody that refuses to cooperate, and you have a state where everybody does what they are told to do. He believed in it, he propagated it, but he was becoming too cocky with his idea, and the government wanted to silence him but not kill him, so they made him dormant. You know, they just relegated him to the background. But his idea was there, and he was still there, and it happened that he was the person that Joanna was taken to have her memory erased. The question now is why? Who would want to erase her memory? Why? Why her? What did she do? So they followed it, traveled around the world. Obviously, they had to try and hide themselves. Seeing that they were not professional spies or detectives, they had to be smart about it. And eventually, they tracked the doctor to his house in Switzerland, I think Switzerland. And they met with a guy who broke everything down. Like, this is after the last fight. You know, every book, every story usually has that last fight where the good guys win over the bad guys. Yeah. So after the last fight, After that fight, the guy, the only surviving guy, a fat guy, Peterson, broke it down to them and told them, see, this is the offshoot of the Cold War, that they are all Russians. The US senator who was Lisa's father, or Joanna's father, was a Russian. He was not a war hero as people claimed. It was a mission they called Miro. So they would take a war prisoner, a US war prisoner, and get somebody in Russia who looked like the person, and they would program the person, they would do surgery, they would do hypnosis, and they would get every bit of information from the US guy so that the Russian guy will impersonate him. And when they are done, they kill off the US guy. So the Russian guy goes back into US and now becomes a US citizen. The whole idea of this was to go to the US, become successful ordinary citizens like car salesmen, real estate agents, and when they become successful, they rise to a point where they start trading secrets, so the government. So what happened with Lisa's father, which is Tom Cheldrin, he got to the US. He actually became successful on his own without the KGB's help. You know, this is a story, like this is fiction. So he became successful on his own, and he didn't really need the help of the KGB. And he grew, became a senator, and he was aiming for president. In the meantime, Peterson had double-crossed them, and he has reported to the CIA. So he became a double agent for the CIA now, no longer for the Russian government. So he was feeding the senator wrong information to give back to the Russians. Do you understand? All of them were supposed to infiltrate the US, get information, and send back to the Russians. But Peterson, double-crossed them, went to the CIA, and became a double agent. So he was working for the CIA. So they were feeding the senator wrong info, and he will feed the Russians. So they felt that if he becomes president, he would know that the info they've been feeding him is wrong. So they needed to eliminate him. But in the meantime, the reason why Lisa was reprogrammed was because one day she came down and she heard her dad talking to some strangers about what they do, and she got so upset. Oh, you're a traitor and all that. And they realized that, oh, she knows too much, she has to be killed. But the senator refused, so they reprogrammed her and sent her to Japan. So when they discovered this, they were torn between, should they report to the police, should they run away, should they hide? And that was how the story ended. So it's just amazing. I mean, from something small like a club singer, you find out that your life is tied to country crisis, world war kind of thing. It's interesting. The book was spellbinding. Like, I read it in a couple of hours, maybe one day, because I wanted to know what happened. It had a bit of science fiction, obviously, but well incorporated into the story. Like, it is wonderful. You want to read it. If you haven't read it, please go and read it, and if you've read it, please drop your comment. So thank you. That is it with The Key to Midnight by Dean Koontz. I also did a brief review on my Instagram page. I'm going to put the link to my Instagram page just below in the description box. I did a review there, but the review on Instagram has no spoilers. You know, I don't like spoilers, so before I give spoilers, I'll let you know. Instagram has no spoilers. It just tells you, wow, go and read this book. So you can check it out on my Instagram page. But in the meantime, thank you. Please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.